Greetings, Cyberdogs and citizens of the internet. This is RENDOG coming at you from an unknown cave network in this Let's Play Minecraft survival series. In the previous episode, we were scouring the butthole of Minecraft for some sweet ass loot. And in this episode, my friends, we're going to try and get hold of some more diamonds before starting to make our way back to Rentopia. And hopefully we'll be able to get there without freaking dying. Hope you guys are comfortable and have a tasty ass beverage and some crunchy ass snacks. And I hope you are ready to play some Minecraft survival. Alright, my cyber diggity dogs, welcome back to this adventure. We are deep inside the butthole of Minecraft looking for awesome ass jazz. And over the last few episodes or so, guys, I've been telling you some sweet ass stories about the Silkworm Gang. Over the last 30 minutes or so, I've been doing some crazy prospecting around here while I've been waiting for all of our irons to smelt down in these furnaces. And check out my inventory right now, guys. It is looking freaking pimp McDaddy. Damn! We've got almost 3 stacks of lapis, a couple of saddles, some iron horse armor, 44 blocks of iron. That's pretty insane. 11 blocks of gold, and I've also collected about 5 stacks of andesite, which I want to use in the nether district of Mole City. And man, I just want to find more of these things though, man. We need more freaking diamonds because we need to replace all of the armor that we lost in the Ocean Monument when we first started adventuring in Season 4. It was the first adventure of Season 4 ended in basically tragedy and ended in us losing all of our sweet ass freaking diamond loot. But this is why we are down here, guys, to try and recover and to try and make even sweeter loot. And speaking of sweet loot, guys, on my little prospecting mission around here, check what I have discovered. Bam! Another freaking stash of diamonds. Check it out, man. This is so sweet. It's a nice vein of diamond action right here, man. Check it out. It's probably 5 or 6 diamonds more. So let's get that in the belly. Let's have a look. How many did we pick up? Another 6 diamonds. Sweet. All right, man. We are ready to carry on this adventure, guys. And I've been looking around this cave system, trying to find more places to go. I actually made a stairway up here to go all the way to the surface. And up there is a abandoned mine shaft. An abandoned mine shaft. Excuse my grammar fail. But I think that may be the very first abandoned mine shaft that we discovered when we first started on this adventure. So I'm going to poke my head in this direction over here to see if there's anything sweet over here. And guys, I've got a really awesome story to tell you today. Before we actually talk more about the Silkworm Gang and Space Gang, I want to tell you something that, man, I've just come off an amazing Skype call that I want to tell you guys. I have just been Skyping for the last 50 minutes with a Cyberdog from Arizona, man. And his name is T-Dog, and T-Dog has offered his services to me to help me out in creating a website for the game that I'm developing for mobile. This developer from Arizona emailed me and said, RenDiggity I would like to help you out with your website. Do you need development help? And I was like, dude, I need help. I need to make a sweet ass website for my mobile game. And this Cyberdog said, no worries, man, I can help you out. Let's Skype sometime. And I've just Skyped with him, and he is a freaking legend. And we are going to make a sweet-ass website for my mobile game. And you know what, guys? It blows my mind every single time to think about how far the Cyberdog Nation has come. And when I first started making YouTube videos like 3 years ago, never in my wildest imagination did I ever think that like a Cyberdog from across the planet would be so freaking generous to offer to help me out with my website. I mean, it's just an unbelievable thing for my brain to fathom. And that generosity has been evident to me for the last like 2 years since I've been doing this whole jazz, man. Another really good example of the generosity of the Cyberdog Nation is my good friend MudDog, man. And MudDog is in the Cyberdog network, and he is an amazing freaking crafter with a really awesome YouTube channel. If you haven't checked it out yet, guys, link in the description box below. Go and subscribe to MudDog and give him some freaking love. He's just an absolutely great crafter. He does amazing work in creative. Go and check out the freaking builds that he makes if you're looking for inspiration. But MudDog is not just a crafter. He's not just a Minecrafter. He's not just a mod on dogcraft.net. He's not just been with me since the beginning. He's not just the guy who looks after the place when I go away. And MudDog is basically, man, MudDog has been there with me and for me through thick and freaking thin over the last few years. An absolute legend of epic proportions. MudDog came all the way from his home across the other side of this freaking island to come and be with me at Comic-Con. And in fact, he came twice to be with me at Comic-Con, and both times that we've hung out, it's been absolutely amazing. And, you know, a lot of you guys have asked me before, RENDOG, how did you make those epic sliders for season 4? You know, the subscribe sliders and the sliders that says you're watching RENDOG, and that really awesome end screen at the end of my videos. Well, guess who made those freaking things, man? MudDog made those things. And he made them for me, like, for no other reason than, here, RENDOG, I want to help you make your freaking videos awesome. Here are some sweet-ass sliders for you and for the Cyberdog Network, and we now use those sliders in Cyberdog Network videos. I'm so sorry, Batty. I slayed your little butthole. And if you check out MudDog's videos, you will see the sliders and the end screen on his videos too, because we are the Cyberdog Network. And, you know, it's that kind of generosity in the Cyberdog Nation that has really just, like, blows me away every single day, man. And you know what? I'm gonna take a moment to say a massive ass thank you to MudDog for everything that you've done for me over the last few years, MD. I don't think I've ever really said to you, like, how much I appreciate you and how much I appreciate what you've done for me. And you know, you've done, like, more for me than I can explain in this video, and you know what I'm talking about, man. You've helped me out through some really hard times, and you're like, yeah, man, you, like, I consider you my friend, and I consider you my freaking Cyberdog colleague, and I consider you a really important freaking asset to both my life and this amazing YouTube dream that we're following together, bro. So thanks for everything, dude. You're awesome. And thanks to all of you other Cyberdogs out there who have also helped me out, doing various things for me. And thanks also to T-Dog, who's coming on board to help me out with my website. And, you know, it's just insane how awesome this community is, man. You guys are just the bomb shizzle. Now that I got that off my chest, and I needed to get a bit soppy up in here, man. I wanted to spread a bit of Cyberdog love at the beginning of this episode. But now that is all out the way, guys, we are in the serious business of finding some freaking diamonds. And all that we managed to find so far is some irons and some zombies to slay. Take it to your undead butts. Bam! Hey, dropped a tater for me. Sweet. But man, for some reason, in this particular adventure, we have not been able to find a lot of diamonds. I mean, we found a butt ton of lapis, which is sweet, but we need freaking diamonds, man. We need to be able to find some bling blings so that we can make a new pickaxe, a new sword, and a whole new set of armor. I think we still have, yes, we do still have our axe, which has, I think it has Silk Touch. Yes, our axe, Bark is the name of our axe, has Silk Touch. What in the jazz is going on up there? What? Man, I thought that was a pyramid or something, but I think that's just the surface, right? Which looks like it's probably just sand. So I'm gonna not head up there, man. I want to stay down here and try to find myself some sweet-ass loots. But, man, this has been a ridiculously epic adventure. This is now, what, episode 4 or episode 5 of this adventure? And generally, I start to get nervous around this time in Adventure Time, because it's usually this time in the adventure where my inventory is filled with sweet-ass loots that I do something freaking stupid and I die. So I think that this should be the last episode of this particular adventure. And there is nothing up there. What am I doing? This should be the last episode of this particular adventure before we head back to Rentopia, head back to Mole City, and head back to finishing off the Mole Mart Bazaar and starting the next build in the city. And I think that if we don't find any diamonds in this episode, I think we're just going to have to leave it. But I do want to finish off the story that I was telling you guys about in the previous episode, I was talking about the letter that I wrote for my Afrikaans teacher to apologize for my butthole behavior this one time in her class. And I want to talk about how that particular event, in some weird freaking way, by some weird twists of fate, eventually would help to lead toward the demise of Gareth and his space butts. Alright guys, welcome back. I've just been doing a little bit more prospecting, man, trying to find a sweet ass vein, a sweet loot. Come all the way down here so that we can get to level 13, level 12, which is diamond region, and check what I busted into, guys. Another giant ass cavern. Damn! Place is looking freaking huge. So let's get down here, man, and hopefully we can find some diamonds around all of this magma. We've had luck around magma with diamonds before. But man, guys, I've been enjoying reading the comments of the previous videos so freaking much, man. It has been so awesome because a lot of you Cyberdogs out there have been able to relate to some of the experiences I was talking about in the previous video. And mostly a lot of you guys have been telling me that you guys also played with tops at school, and you guys also played with pogs at school, and with various other things that I've been talking about in my stories, which just makes me so freaking happy, man. Because at the end of the last episode, I was talking about this bathroom that I had basically retreated to as a 10-year-old child who had just been really horrible to his teacher, to write an apology letter to my teacher to basically try and repair the damage that I had done within my relationship with her. And I'm just checking this water for diamonds over here. Now, the cool thing about this particular bathroom was that the floor of this bathroom was made out of smooth concrete. And for those of you guys who played with tops as kids, you guys know very well that smooth concrete is possibly the best material to be able to spin a top really, really well. Now, a ton of you guys out there might not know what a top is, so let me try and explain exactly what a top is. A top is basically like a doorknob. So imagine a round doorknob with a metal tip at the very end of it, a very sharp metal tip, almost as sharp as a ballpoint pen, right? And what you do is you wrap a piece of string around the top part of this doorknob, and then you throw it as hard as you can onto a flat surface, and what this top will actually do is spin like crazy. And if you have a flat enough surface, you can make this top spin for ages. And you can also do really awesome tricks with the top. So using the string that you use to spin the top, you can actually pick the top up and throw it around the room, and you can do tricks like walk the dog. Very much like a yo-yo, I guess, but a little bit more advanced because you have to work quite hard to get that top actually spinning. But playing with tops is really, really awesome, and tops were a really big craze in my school, and so much so that some of us had absolutely ridiculously epic tops. My top was made out of like this really awesome hard wood. It was almost like I don't even know what it was, what kind of tree it was, but it was like the super hard wood that wouldn't shatter if I threw it onto concrete or threw it into a wall. It was so freaking awesome, this like dark, deep oak wood color. And some of my other friends had more advanced tops. They had like plastic tops made out of super hard plastic materials. And tops were serious business, man. And after I had written that letter in that bathroom and delivered it to my teacher and tried to repair the damage that I had done in that relationship, I don't know, something just came to me, man. That room that I was in, that bathroom that I was in, suddenly came to my mind one day, and I was like, man, that would actually be an awesome place to spin some tops. So one lunch, I gathered the Silkworm Gang, and we headed into that bathroom, and we figured out that that was one of the best surfaces in the school to spin our tops. And we went there a lot, man, and we spun our tops until we were freaking pros. I remember we were spinning our tops so much in that bathroom that the tops actually started to bore little holes into the concrete, which was crazy. But what we eventually were trying to do was trying to get our tops to land in one of those holes, because if a top landed in one of these tiny little holes, it would spin in that hole indefinitely for ages, and we could do like really cool tricks with it using our string and using our hands and stuff. And it was really awesome, and the Silkworm Gang and I used to go there a lot to play with our tops. It almost became like the second fort, I guess, where if we weren't hanging out at the Silkworm Gang fort at the mulberry tree, we were chilling in the bathroom spinning our tops. But it was in this particular bathroom that a strange twist of fate happened one day. And this twist of fate would eventually result in the ultimate demise of Gareth and the Space Butts. Because it was from the actions of this particular twist of fate that we were able, as the Silkworm Gang, to turn the tide of battle against the Space Gang in our favor. And that's the story that I want to tell you guys today, man. It's kind of a, I don't know, man, it's a story of coincidence. It's a story of sheer luck, really. And I guess that's how most battles are won in this world, is through absolute luck. But check it out, guys. There is a giant-ass lake of lava here, man. Look, check out this place. This is insane. Jeez, man. This is an awesome little room here. There's got to be some diamonds around here, man. Surely there's some sweet-ass diamond loots here. Come on, baby. Give us some diamonds. I'm going to sort of scour around the outskirts of this lava lake, see if we can find some diamonds. But one day, guys, the Silkworm Gang and I were in the top, let's call it the top room, shall we? Just for ease of language, really. We were in the top room spinning our tops, and lo and behold, something would happen that would change our lives as in the Silkworm Gang forever. A twist of fate, if you will. We were spinning our tops. It was just a normal lunch. Nothing too, out there. Nothing too drastic was happening. And suddenly, there came a squeal from outside. And that squeal came forth from the lips of a Silkworm Gang member known as Jeremy. And Jeremy was, how do we say this? Jeremy wasn't exactly the most agile of Silkworm Gang members. Jeremy enjoyed a donut. Jeremy enjoyed the finer things in life, shall we say. And he was the goalkeeper in our soccer team or our football team. He was the wicketkeeper in our cricket team. Jeremy was one of those kids. So when Jeremy ran for something, it was usually important. And on that particular day, in that particular lunch break, Jeremy was running his pudgy little butt off, man. He was running to the top room as fast as he freaking could, because he had some news for us that would change our fates as members of the Silkworm Gang. And he came panting into the bathroom, sweat pouring down his face, and he had some news for us. And I thought that something had happened in the school, like there was a fire or something had gone horribly wrong, or, I don't know, like a serious tragedy had happened or something, because his face had, seriousness written all over it. And, oh, this actually connects to one of the places that we've already been. Sweet. But Jeremy didn't have news of the real world for us. Jeremy had news for us about the gang war that we were currently in. And as Jeremy came into the bathroom, panting his little head off, in his little paw was a giant wad of space bucks. And this is where we started the episode, actually. So we've come full circle, quite literally. I'm going to go up the staircase over here, guys, and start exploring this abandoned mineshaft that I found a while back. Now, Jeremy had enough space bucks clasped in his claw for him to have got those space bucks was a conundrum to us, right? It wasn't like 10 space bucks, 20 space bucks, 30 space bucks. It was like 500 space bucks. I mean, it was like an entire print run of space bucks. And the first thought I remember that I had was Jeremy had stolen these from somebody and he would have to give them back, because the Silkworm Gang was not a gang of thieves. We were a gang of honor. We were a gang of integrity. We were a gang of pride. And we would not accept stolen goods in our gang. And I remember saying to Jeremy, if these are stolen, you're going to have to give them back, man, because that's not how the Silkworm Gang rolls. But Jeremy was very quick to point out that these were not, in fact, stolen notes. These were, in fact, legitimately acquired space buck notes. And I said to him, okay, well, explain yourself. Explain yourself, Jeremy. How did you get these freaking space bucks? And this Jeremy's story is as follows. He was having detention that day with a teacher of ours called Mr. Cooper. And it was just him and Mr. Cooper in Mr. Cooper's classroom. This is how we used to have detention at our school. The teachers would stay back after class, and if you had detention, you would have to go to their classroom and sit there and either do homework or just be quiet or just do whatever the teacher told you to do. And Jeremy was in Mr. Cooper's classroom by himself that day for detention. He'd no doubt done something really stupid like eat his lunch during class or something similarly silly. And Mr. Cooper had been sitting at his desk, minding his own freaking business while Jeremy was working on his homework or whatever he was doing. And Mr. Cooper said to Jeremy, "I've got to go out the classroom now. I will be back in 5 minutes. Stay here and do your freaking work." And as Mr. Cooper left, Jeremy, and this is all Jeremy's story, right, that I can remember him telling me. As Mr. Cooper left, Jeremy got up and started walking around the classroom. And he walked past the waste paper bin at the back of the classroom. And in the bin was this wad of space bucks. Now, space bucks were highly illegal in my school. I'm sure the same thing happened to you guys when you were in school, and maybe you were playing with Yu-Gi-Oh cards or football cards or any sort of collectible thing, right? They would eventually get banned by your teachers because the kids in the school would stop concentrating in class and they'd be focusing all of their energy on whatever they were collecting. And Spacebucks was that, but even worse, because we were using Spacebucks to buy each other's jazz from each other, right? So we would buy I would buy an expensive pen from someone for like 60 Spacebucks that they'd got for Christmas or something, and basically they were giving me their expensive $50 pen for a wad of paper. So Spacebucks were really, really illegal. And whenever teachers found us with Spacebucks, they would confiscate them. And Jeremy's story was that Mr. Cooper had confiscated a whole bunch of Spacebucks that day and thrown them in the bin of his classroom, and that is where Jeremy had found them. Now, whether that is a true story or not, I will never know. However, knowing Jeremy for the person that he was, I just can't see Jeremy as a thief. He was like a nerd, right? So there was no reason why there was no way that Jeremy could have like robbed someone of their Spacebucks. Like, Jeremy was not a bully. He was like a small kid. And so it came to be that I believed him and I believed his story, and it came to be that the Silkworm Gang coffers suddenly grew to exponential heights. Let's consider that your average kid probably had something in the region of, I don't know, maybe 20 Spacebucks at any one time. And the Spacebucks denominations were 1, 5, 10, and 20. And 20 was the highest denomination that you could get, right? So 500 Spacebucks, I think it was around 500 Spacebucks, was a lot. And the only way that amount of Spacebucks could have been in one place was if Gareth had done a huge print run of Spacebucks, or if a teacher had confiscated a whole bunch of Spacebucks from a whole bunch of students. And so with that logic in mind, I think to this day I believe Jeremy's story, and I believe that he obtained those Spacebucks legitimately, even if it was stealing them from Mr. Cooper. But the Silkworm Gang found itself suddenly extremely rich. And in a war of attrition, in a cold war where an iron curtain has descended upon both sides, the way that you win is with wealth.